Hello and welcome to Red, White, and Vegan. My name's Anastasia, my boyfriend Nick's on the other side of the camera. So today we're going to do things a little bit differently, and rather than have a set recipe that I'm going to be following, I'm just going to kind of be taking you guys along my thought process when I cook. So the goal of today is to make like a white cream lasagna. So we've got some zucchini, artichokes, and mushrooms. We're going to make a filling with that. We're going to make a cream sauce to layer in between all that. So let's get going. So first things first, we're going to start by getting all of our vegetables cut up. For the filling that we're going to make, I obviously cheated and have already cut my onions. But we're going to just cut our zucchini, the artichokes, and the mushrooms. You could really use whatever fillings you want. These are just the ones that we happen to like. I'm going to kind of quarter them and then cut them into little cubes after that. Maybe I'm cutting these a little too big. Maybe go a little smaller than I'm going. I'll cut the other one smaller. So I ended up cutting up about 3 of those zucchinis. We're just going to move on to cutting up our mushrooms. I think we're just going to keep them in little slices. And just cook them down like that. Am I doing this right? Is this supposed to come out too? Oh God. Maybe that whole thing's supposed to come out? We don't need a lot of mushrooms. I should Google this. My mushrooms, they're so weird. These little fungusy things. I'm only making them because you like them. I don't know how I feel about them. They're kind of slimy when you get them wet too, which is really weird. I've never done this before. I don't know how I feel about it. Once you've managed to get the jar of artichokes open, I'm just going to kind of take them all out and chop them into just a little bit tinier pieces. That makes them a bit easier to work with. Should really get a fork to do this. Chop up the ones that I have for now. And we're using the same marinated artichokes as we did in the artichoke pasta. I had 2 cups of raw cashews soaked in water. If you didn't have time to soak them overnight, you could just soak them in like warm water, boiling water for about 20 minutes, and that softens them up pretty well. I'm going to start with only using maybe a cup or a cup and a half of these. I haven't quite decided yet, but I soaked a little extra just in case I needed them. So I've added about 2 cups of our drained soaked cashews, and next we're going to throw in some spices. So I'm going to start using with apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, garlic, salt, pepper, basil, oregano, and some nutritional yeast. We'll probably throw in some veggie broth and maybe a little bit of water to help thin it out afterwards as well.
Blend everything together until it becomes a nice, smooth cream sauce.
So now we've got the sauce where we like it, we're going to move on to cooking our veggies and our pasta. So I've preheated our oven to about, well, not to about, to 350, but to literally 350. And we're going to start cooking our pasta and start cooking down those veggies. So over medium heat, we're going to add some olive oil. And we're going to put our onions in first, and then our zucchini and artichokes and mushrooms. Now that our onions have cooked down a little bit, you can see that they're not as bright as they once were. We're going to add in our zucchini. So our onions and zucchini have been cooking over a medium-high heat for about 5 minutes. So now I'm going to stir in our artichokes. And I don't think I'm going to have enough room in this pan to add our mushrooms as well, so I'll probably have to cook those separately, but if I were you, I would just try to make it all in one pan.
To this mixture, I added salt, pepper, basil, oregano, red chili flakes, and garlic, and then let it simmer for another 5 minutes. Now that we have our filling, noodles, and sauces ready, we're going to start layering the lasagna. First, we're going to put a layer of sauce on the bottom just to keep the noodles from sticking. Then we're going to put a layer of lasagna noodles and then a layer of our filling. And then we're going to just keep repeating this until we're out of everything.
up with a little bit less cream sauce than I would have liked for the top. So when I link the recipe in the description box below, I'll have you guys add a little bit more veggie stock to it. But for now, we're gonna top this all with cheese and pop it in our 350-degree oven for about 25 minutes with foil and then another 25 without foil, but we'll just keep an eye on it as well. Lasagna's been out of the oven and cooling for about 15 to 20 minutes, so it's time to dig in. The 15 to 20 minutes cool time is completely optional. It just helps everything kind of stick together a little bit, and then you won't break yourself when you eat it. Lasagna is out of the oven. We can give everything a taste. It's really, really good. And the sauce kind of turns into like a cheese almost in it. And as you all now know, I don't like mushrooms, but they have a really good texture, kind of like having a protein in here. I would say we have a winner, although we just kind of winged it today. It worked out.